Brother, sister, and Honey Bear were playing with toys. There were toys all over the floor. There were toys on the stairs. There were toys on the tables and chairs. "It's a beautiful day," said Mama. "Let's all go outside." "Yay!" cried the cubs, running to the door. "Wait a minute," said Mama. "What about your toys? You should clean them up first." Welcome back to Deep in Bear Country, a Berenstain Bearcast. I am your host, Phil Gonzalez, and this week we've got a little story for you. It's about how the cubs want to go outside with their parents, but their toys are everywhere, so their parents help them clean up their toys. But then they realize their room is also a mess, so their parents help them clean up their room. And on their way outside, the cubs point out that the kitchen is a mess, so they help their parents clean the kitchen, then they all go outside. That's the whole story. It's called The Berenstain Bears Clean Up. It's from 2015, and it's this weird little... Okay, so there were a few of these board books. I'm not really sure why they like how they came to exist, but The Berenstain Bears Clean Up, The Berenstain Bears Say I'm Sorry, The Berenstain Bears Please and Thank You book, and the Berenstain Bears Sleepy Time book. These were all published by Ideals Children's Books, a Worthy Kids imprint from Worthy Publishing Group from Nashville, Tennessee. Obviously this was just an opportunity, I guess, that presented itself to Mike, or maybe Mike decided maybe Mike courted them. I don't know. These are all from 2015. They're just these little children's books. I'm going to cover this one today, and then I'm going to see if we cover them each individually, or if I should just cover the rest of them as a big group, because I told you the plot. That's the plot. They clean up, and then they clean up, and then they go outside. And it's fine. It's a very short book. I think there's like 20 pages. It's hardback. It's got a cute cover of the cubs and the parents putting all the toys away in a toy box. I mean, it's nicely illustrated. They're not easily confused with any of the other books. It's the format is completely different, and it doesn't look like your typical Berenstain Bears book. The cover is solid yellow with the characters, the title, and then just Mike Berenstain at the bottom. But yeah, I mean, the cubs are playing in their. I mean, okay. I'll pick this apart. I'm gonna pick this apart because there's really not a whole lot else. There's not a lot to talk about with this one. This is a short episode. We got the cubs on the rug playing with their toys. In the background is a stack of blocks that form like a crude tower. I assume that Honey Bear was playing with that. Sister is brushing the hair of one of her Barbie dolls. There's a bunch of Barbie doll clothes scattered about. And Brother is playing with what I assume is a couple of Space Grizzly toys. There's a rocket and a little creature in some sort of flying device. And then Honey is playing with a farm, like a little farm toy. There's like a barn, and she's holding a couple of sheep, and there's a cow and pig and a chicken and I guess part of a horse. Like, that's it. And then at the next picture is a bunch of their toys on the table. We see a fire truck. We see a ping pong paddle, some crayons, a toy castle. There's a rabbit puppet, a slinky on the stairs, and a monkey in a fez that looks a lot like Monkey Bone from the movie Monkey Bone. I don't know. I don't think it's intentional, but it's a monkey in a fez, which is pretty amusing. And then there's a photo heading up the stairs of Grizzly Gramps. But the funniest thing in the picture to me is scattered amongst all the toys, the monkeys and the ping pong paddles and the fire truck, is a peeled banana, which I assume is supposed to be a toy. Okay, maybe it goes with the monkey's not holding it though. I assume. Okay, so what it looks like is there's also someone just didn't eat their banana. It looks like there's just a banana. When dealing with illustrations, it's very difficult to differentiate between a legitimate object and an object that is representative of an object, but is in fact a false object, like an artificial banana. Like, this is supposed to look like a real banana to the kid playing with it, but to us, the readers, we're supposed to know that this is a fake banana, but there's no indication that it's fake because everything looks fake because everything is a drawing. There's no, like, brother and sister don't, if there's a stuffed bear and it had like white eyes with black pupils, it would just look like a Berenstain bear because of the way the cubs are drawn. Everything in the stories are simply drawn. There's no indication this is a fake banana. There's no stitching up the side. There's no tag hanging off of it. It's not attached to the monkey in any any way. It's just in the ground. So for all intents and purposes, yes, their toys are left scattered around, but also their food is left scattered around, and that's pretty gross. It's a whole banana on the floor. The kids are very excited to play outside. We see a couple of more space grizzlies. We see a couple of more animals. There's a lion. There's a dinosaur. We see a checkers game that's sort of been left out, and we see a top. Like it's got, so it's a top and it has a string attached to it, which I think that's how tops work. Like you wind the string around and you pull it, but it's also got a plunger on top, like one of those spinning tops that you plunge and spin. So I don't know which kind of top this is supposed to be. Is this your traditional, I've got a string top, or is this a later plunge me top? I don't know. All I know is that Mike really outdid himself drawing all these toys. I like toys, and I like seeing the toys. I like the robot guy from the Space Grizzlies, and I like oh my god, I just turned the page. There's even more toys. There's a dump truck. There's part of a puzzle. There's a red roadster that looks like the Berenstain Bears red roadster. There's a horse. There's a baseball mitt. There's a tennis ball. There's watercolors. There's a glass with a paintbrush sitting in it, and then there's a book that has been watercolored. Okay, the Cubs have created a wreck. So Papa's like, don't worry, we're gonna help you guys clean up because we want to get outside sometime today. Turn the page. There's even more toys. A biplane, a duck with this pull string, an elephant doll. There's a school bus toy. There's what looks like a race car with a key you turn in it. There's all kinds of toys. You go to the next page. Okay, there's no more toys on the next page. You see Honey picking up the monkey doll, brother with the castle. So I assume that's supposed to be the Cloud Castle, maybe? I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be like a princess castle, but it looks like it must be the Cloud Castle from the Space Grizzly. So we've heard about the Cloud Castle. It's nice to see it again. They go upstairs, they put away their toys. Everything's cleaned up, they say, but the room is a wreck because there's still toys under the bed, and as we know, toys aren't allowed under the bed. So what's under the bed? Let's see. We've got a jack, like from a set of jacks. We've got looks like a dog doll, a purple ball, one of those little xylophones on wheels, which are always fun, and a jumping rope. And brother's like, this is, okay, look, we get it. We're messy. And Papa's like, don't worry, we'll help you clean up. So there's also an alligator doll and a drums and a ball, like a little like rubber ball. And there's a dragon doll and a fox doll and a trumpet. They finally get everything cleaned up, but the kitchen's a wreck. What's a wreck in the kitchen? Oh my God, I don't know. Like, what did they do in there? It says, Mama and Papa looked at the kitchen. The breakfast things were not cleaned up. Yeah, but like there's a pot on the stove that has like brown slop glopped over the side, glopped all down the front of the stove and on the floor. There's also a dirty like frying pan on the stove. So she was making some kind of glop for breakfast. But then there's also a mixing bowl with like sludge coming out of it. There's broken eggshells all over the counter. There's brown sludge dripping off the counters. There's dirty dishes on the table, a couple of dirty dish rags. There's a box of Yummy Flakes, so someone had cereal. There's another banana. There's a banana peel. I guess they made pancakes or something, but they also ate cereal and had a pot of something. I don't know what Mama made for breakfast, but it was an ordeal. And it's funny that like no one thought to like maybe wipe down a surface or anything afterwards. Like clean as you go, Mama. Clean as you go, Papa. And Mama and Papa are upset because they know it's going to take them forever, but the kids offer to help. They pick up the dishes. They put away the cereal. Papa sweeps the eggshells that are apparently all over the floor, I guess. And Mama washes the dishes in dish suds with a Z. Dish suds with a Z. So finally, they get everything cleaned and put away. And cleaning up is easy when we do it all together, said Papa. Then they go outside, and then that's it. They go out, that's the end. They go outside, and that's the end. Yeah, I mean, it's cute, I guess. I don't really have a whole lot to add to the conversation here. It's a cute book. If you find it for sale, I guess pick it up. One thing I wanted to talk about, though, shifting gears a little bit, the family watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish the other day. It's fine film. It's fine. I didn't quite get the like massive hype for it. I thought it was fun. It was fun. Like I didn't regret watching it. I didn't think it was like life altering or anything. But there was a gag in it that I am 80% sure is a Berenstain Bears gag, and I noticed it when I watched it. I went back just to double check. There's a scene where the three bears, who are main characters in the story, the three bears are in a house, and Mama is and the three bears are just, they look like bears. They are, of course, anthropomorphic bears, but they move like bears. They look far more bear-like than the Berenstain Bears. But the mama bear is wearing a pink beret type hat. And at one point, though, they're in this house, and she picks up a hat off of the coat rack and tries it on her head. And someone's like, "Mama," and she drops it. But the hat is a yellow, what I can only describe as like a traveling hat. It's a yellow hat with a blue hat band and a flower in the side. And even though it's different color and slightly different make than Mama's traveling hat, it happens quick enough, but it's drawn attention to just enough, and it's random enough that I'm wondering if it isn't some kind of reference to the Berenstain Bears, like having Mama Bear try on a Mama Bear hat. I don't know. I could be nuts. I could be looking for things that aren't there, but I giggled inwardly when I saw it, because I was like, is this a thing? It happens really quick. At like 26 minutes, 30 seconds. You'll see Mama Bear try on a hat. That could be a Mama Bear hat. I don't know. But it instantly distracted me, and it got me thinking about the Berenstain Bears, maybe the future projects that Mike talked about a while ago, about seeing them in modern animation with redesigned characters, for television, having another show again. Fingers crossed that it actually happens. But it'd be fun. And it was nice to maybe see a quick reference to the Berenstain Bears in a mainstream movie. But again, I don't know if it was, or if I'm just whistling Dixie. Check it out for yourself. Tell me what you think. Does it look like it's trying to be a quick sight gag, or am I just looking for things that aren't there, which is what I usually do? 26 minutes, 31 seconds, or 30 seconds in, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I mean, otherwise, it's a good movie. Like, I recommend, it's a recommended watch for me. I didn't think it was like the best animated film of the year or anything, but I did enjoy. I enjoyed it. It's good. But that is the Berenstain Bears clean up. The Berenstain Bears clean up. As Brad would say, spoiler alert, they do. It's literally just, that's the whole story. The Berenstain Bears clean up. Cutely illustrated, cutely written. Pick up your copy today, I guess, if you find it used. I don't think you can buy these new anymore. Otherwise, I'm gonna be covering the rest of them. So, I mean, yay. Or can you buy these new? I'm looking now, clicking around. Can you buy? No. Well, maybe. Yeah, I guess you can. I guess you can still purchase these new board book. So what do I know? Who am I? Who am I to talk? Otherwise, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the shortest Berenstain Bears episode, deliberately short Berenstain Bears episode I've done in a while. But I'll be back with more of these. Maybe I'll do them all at once. Who knows? But tune into my other shows if you dare. And otherwise, I will see you all next time, deep in Bear Country.